So today we are starting with the new lesson, how do organisms reproduce. So first of all, we have to know that what reproduction is. So what is reproduction? It is the biological process in which the organism give rise to or create young ones, or it is also called as offspring, which are biologically similar to them. So what is the reproduction? It is the biological process in which an organism give rise to an offspring which is biologically similar to themselves. Okay. Now, this reproduction is not necessary for our survival, right? Then why is this reproduction important? See, let's take an example of a dog. If all the dog stops reproducing, then what will happen? Slowly, their population or the species will go on decreasing, and one day the dog species will go extinct. Okay, so why this reproduction is necessary is because to ensure the continuity of that species on the earth. Okay, if the reproduction does not take place, then what will happen? That species will become extinct. Okay, so therefore reproduction is necessary. Then what is variations? What are variations? Variations are totally different characters or the new version of the offspring which are different from their parent. Okay. Now why this variation is important? See, variation means changes. Okay. Means what? The offspring get some new characters than the parents. Means variation, it leads to evolution. Okay, when does evolution happen? When there is some changes. So variation, it is important for evolution, and also the offspring have some new characters. Then we will be learning about the lifespan. What is lifespan? So lifespan is nothing but it is the period from your birth to the death. So the period from the birth to the death is termed as the lifespan of an organism. Now, different organisms have different lifespan. For example, mayfly. This organism, it has the shortest lifespan of 1 day. Means it is born, then it becomes sexually active, it lays eggs, and within 1 day it dies. Okay, so this mayfly, it has a lifespan of 1 day. We humans have lifespan of about 60 to 80 years. Okay, butterfly, they have the lifespan of 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, so different organisms, they have different lifespan. Okay, now this lifespan has some phases in it. Okay, now after the birth, the organism goes into another phase which is called as juvenile phase. Okay. Now what is juvenile? Juvenile is non-reproductive stage of an organism. So it is the non-reproductive stage. Then the organism enters another stage which is called as reproduction. Here the organism is sexually mature and can give rise other offspring. Then it enters aging, or it is called as senescence. Okay. Now aging is related to, in our terms, for human beings, aging is for human beings means our hair turns grey, our organs starts to degrade. Okay. And senescence is the term for the plants, means their leaves starts to fall, they do not grow fruits. Last phase in which the organism enters is death. Okay. So from the birth to the death, it is the lifespan, and these are some of the phases, which is juvenile, that is non-reproductive phase, then the reproduction, and then the aging, and then the organism dies. Okay. So now we will be learning about the processes of reproduction. So there are two types of reproduction. First is asexual reproduction, and another one is sexual reproduction. Okay. Now, asexual reproduction means what? The new individual or the offspring is created by only one single parent. Only single parent is involved. Okay. And in the sexual reproduction, what happens? The offspring is created by two parents. Okay. We will learn this sexual reproduction afterwards. Now we will be concentrating on the asexual reproduction. Okay. So now we will move to the modes of reproduction used by the single organism or the single parent. The first method used, or we will learn, is fission. Okay. Now what happens in fission is, the fission is used by unicellular organism. Okay. Unicellular organism means what? The organism having the single cell which perform their activities. Okay. So it is used by the unicellular organism. Now many bacteria and protozoa, what they do? They divide into two equal halves to create new individuals. Okay. And that, when they divide it into two equal halves, that process is called as binary fission. See, fission means what? It is to divide. And when this bacteria, it exactly divides into two equal halves, it is called as binary fission. Okay. Now let's take an example of amoeba. Amoeba, it does not have a proper structure. See, this is the amoeba. Now what it will do? It will start dividing. And at last it will form two amoebas. Okay. So it does not have a proper structure. It can divide in any plane. Okay. So this is the parent which has created two equal daughters. So this amoeba uses the process called as binary fission. Binary means two. In only two daughter cells are produced. Okay. Now the second is now the Plasmodium. Who is Plasmodium? It is the malarial parasite. Now this Plasmodium, it divides into many daughter cells. Okay, it divides into many daughter cells, and when they produce many daughter cells, it is called as multiple fission. Okay, so amoeba, it was producing only two daughter cells, so binary fission, and this Plasmodium, it creates many daughter cells, or it gives rise to many daughter cells, which is called as multiple fission. So the second method used is called as fragmentation. Okay. Let's take the example of Spirogyra. If this is the Spirogyra here. Okay. So this is the septum. I'm drawing it again. Okay, it is nucleus here. So this Spirogyra, it produces several fragments. Okay, this is one fragment. It is one fragment. It produces several fragments, and each fragment has capability to generate into new Spirogyra. So this fragment, it will fully grow into this another Spirogyra. This fragment will grow into another Spirogyra. So each fragment has the capability to generate into new Spirogyra or new individual. Now, this fragmentation can be used by the multicellular organism, but they should have the simple body organization like Spirogyra. We are multicellular, but we cannot use this process. Why? Because we have the complex body organization. So fragmentation is used by the Spirogyra, in which it creates many fragments, and each fragment is capable of generating into a new one.